Okay, when you edit your stories, it's easiest to get that audio track laid down, your A-roll. B-roll covers the video, so B and A, right? They work together. Pretty old school, it's kind of cool. You want to get that A-roll down, you get your audio in, and then you get your interview, and then the rest of your audio, and then you put your B-roll in. And then as you go there, then you can, once you get that basics done, you can start to weave in some extra sound, like some audio. You can expend the natural sound with the B-roll. You can put that in, you can add some quick hits or something like that. But you want to get that main narration all the way through. The narration, the story, the interview, and then the narration. You want to get kind of all that in. So you should have your script open on your screen. You should always have that. And then we're going to insert the card. We're going to import our, if you haven't already done it, import your interview and import your audio. So let's dive into the computer. Okay, let's get into my card. Thankfully, it organizes by the days that we film. So think 12/07, today is December 7th. So we're going to do that. Make sure you get your clips off your card onto your computer. It's a couple of reasons. One, if your card gets lost, you get stuck. Also, you can have your card and use it for other stories and get that. So this is the only clip on here so far because I had already cleared off my interview. And so you just copy it over. There you go. Okay, next, we're going to start Premiere Pro. Open that up. And to log your interview, to watch it, you should have already created that file. If not, you can create a new project. You can create a new project. I have GHS activity here. I already have my interview trimmed, so that way I can just move this around. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm just going to slide this out towards the end. And okay, so now once the Premiere is open, it opens your project. You have your video file here. I already trimmed my interview so that I have it here. We need to import our clip. And so there we go. Super easy, bring it in. And there we go. You can bring in the video and the audio if you want. I do it again just because it's an editing thing and you can get rid of the video clip later. I'm going to drag this in. Oh, it covers my track, so I'm gonna move this out a little bit. It's two minutes long, but we'll trim that down here. So we'll drag in the audio clip, just drag it on track 1 and 2. And now you want to just begin editing your audio. And press the up key so I can go to the beginning, press play and listen.
Ronaldo Munoz has been interested in radio since he was at Goshen Middle School. He's excited to be a chance to use Spanish and English to reach more of the Goshen community.
Okay, so that's, according to my script, that's where I need to cut it. So Control K, and that cuts it there.
I tripped up on my words there, so I'm going to re-record that part.
There we go. I re-record it.
GTV Radio also gave students a chance to use Spanish and English to reach more of the Goshen community.
And I only did part of it because the first part was good, so.
GTV Radio.
And I use the visuals here on the screen. This audio, I know that tells me where I messed up and I redid it. So I'm going to delete this, and I have to go back and take out this part.
GTV Radio.
There we go. So there's a big gap here. I don't need this. I can trim it down. And I'll drag this.
GTV Radio also gave students a chance to use Spanish and English to reach more of the Goshen community.
Okay, so now that sounded good, now I'm going to zoom out. If you press Alt and scroll, or just click on this thing, the end of the scroll bar here, going to need to move the clips around. Thankfully, they just slide around, get them right next to each other. Thankfully, there's a thing called snapping, that's what that's called, and it sticks to it. And we're going to get it to snap right up there. Next, always review and edit, even if I'm going to go back later and fix it, but I always want to get a good chance to edit. So now we can see there's this little black space here. So I'm going to get rid of that and drag it over. Let's listen.
To reach more of the Goshen community. I think it's interesting class live on a real live radio station.
All right, sounds great. Next, we're going to find our last part of our audio track. Okay, you can click in the space and hit backspace and delete it. Press the up key. Let's watch a little bit of that edit.
Live radio station. If you're looking for a way to meet VHS. For GTV, I'm Brian Sapp.
Okay, there we go. That's the end. Okay, so I've got my audio track in. It is, right now you can see the playhead here, 1:10, so I'm within the time frame. Works out nice and good. All right, one of the things, now that I've got it in order, I've got my audio, my A-roll done, my narration track. I want to make sure that my volume is good. The microphone recorded really loud, so we see here.
Interested in radio.
On the right-hand side here, this is your volume meter. You don't want the audio to go much over -12. It should kind of hit -12 when it peaks. And so we're going to drag down the volume bar. And if you're not sure, drag it down. Since it's going over by quite a bit, we'll drag it down about 5. And you want to just listen to it, play it, and listen to it again.
Ronaldo Munoz has been interested in...
Okay, so that's better, but it's still at about -6. We want to bring it down, so we'll bring it down a couple more dB. Let's go 8. And you're just going to have to experiment, but once you get it, you'll be able to see.
Ronaldo Munoz has been interested in...
There we go. It's at -12, so now you can go and match the other narration tracks. That was -8.1. There we go. And listen to it and see how it goes from one track to another here.
Of the Goshen community. I think it's interesting in class because...
It falls off a little bit, so let's bring up my other... And let's see what it sounds like here.
I think it's interesting in class because...
There we go. It's at -12, and we'll come do the finishing track, and it is at -8.1. Okay, and let's watch this edit.
Real live radio station. If you're looking for a way to meet friends and learn new skills like TV, I'm Brian Sapp.
Okay, and so there we go. That is the A-roll, the audio right there. That you're done with your next step. Next, we need some B-roll and some finesse. And so for B-roll, we'll think about pictures and video and other visuals that fit with our narration. We want to think about graphics text on the screen for when my interview comes up, and put that at the bottom so that we know who I am. And also you want to start thinking about adding in some layers of audio, like that natural sound of if we see video in a classroom, or if we want to have like an interesting sound, like a student says, "Welcome to GTV Radio," and we kind of put that between some pieces. That helps kind of provide like some glue or to put the pieces together and kind of smooth it from one to the other. But right now you're done with your audio, and we can move on to the next step.